Hey guys, Mike Fronter here with Retirement Theory. So here's an interesting question I got recently. Mike, I've got $5,000 that I want to put toward my retirement. So am I better off contributing that $5,000 to my Roth IRA directly, or should I convert enough of my traditional IRA to my Roth to generate a $5,000 tax bill? So I love this question because we're really trying to optimize these resources that we have here to make the best overall retirement decisions. And of course, as you know, I love my Roth IRAs, and they are right up there with some of the best deals that the IRS gives us. And I'm absolutely crazy about Roth conversions in this low tax rate environment because in a sense, we get to leverage our dollars to push these big chunks of our retirement into that tax-free zone. So generally, if I have $5,000 in my hands to put toward retirement, I'd much rather use it to pay taxes on a conversion rather than make a new Roth contribution. Now, let's emphasize that generally speaking part because there are times where a conversion is about the last thing that you'd want to do. So, all right, let's check this out. Now, let's start with Pam. She's 45 years old, and she's married with a household income of $75,000. Now, I'm going to make life easy and say that she lives in Florida, where there's no state income taxes. Though, if you do live in a state with state income tax, that can throw an extra couple wrinkles in there that can skew things, one way or the other. So more on that in a bit. Pam has $100,000 in her IRA. She's got $5,000 in cash, aside from her emergency funds, of course, and she's got $25,000 in her Roth IRA. All right, in scenario one, Pam contributes $5,000 to her Roth IRA directly. Now, 20 years later, assuming a totally hypothetical made-up rate of return of 5% for both the IRA and the Roth and no other deposits, she now has $265,330 in her IRA and $79,599 in her Roth. Now, in scenario two, Pam uses her $5,000 to convert money from her IRA to her Roth. So she's currently in the 12% federal tax bracket, and she can convert $41,667 of her IRA to a Roth to create a tax bill of $5,000. Now we fast forward again with the same hypothetical made-up rate of 5% rate of return, and lo and behold, she now has $154,775 in her IRA and $176,887 in her Roth. Now, if she were to take money out of retirement at that same 12% tax rate, she nets out $313,089 in scenario one and, drumroll please, $313,089 in scenario two. Okay. Well, then what's the difference here?
Hello? Where's the beef?
Well, the difference is that we have hugely increased the amount of money that we've pushed over into Roth IRA in scenario two versus scenario one. So, if tax rates do increase, well, now we've made a much greater impact on our ability to deal with it. So why would tax rates increase in retirement? Well, let's see. Well, first, we've got the Tax Cut and Job Act rates that expire in 2026. So unless tax laws change between now and then, most tax brackets are going to jump 3 to 4% in each bracket. Second, of course, you've got your required minimum withdrawals. That time when you have to take big chunks of money out of your taxable retirement each and every year. Third, how about a big spending need? What if you have to draw out a bunch of money at one time for like a major home repair or a family emergency or even worse, long-term care? Think about how a major withdrawal out of your taxable account, what that might do for your tax rate versus having a big chunk of money that is in your Roth IRA that you could pull out and not affect your income. Fourth, if you're married filing jointly and your spouse passes away, well, suddenly you are a single filer, where those income thresholds for most people are basically cut in half before you reach that next tax rate. And so that's just 4 examples I could think of, and it doesn't even start to talk about the interplay between Social Security and taxable income, or, if additional potential tax rate hikes may be coming down the road. So the point is, if you are in a lower tax bracket now and you can foresee that you are going to be in a higher one down the road, you can make a much larger impact doing Roth conversions versus making Roth contributions. Now, of course, sometimes conversions don't make much sense at all. So what if you expect to be in a lower tax rate in retirement? And that could be the case if you live in a state that has income tax that you pay now and you're moving to a state that doesn't in the future. Or if you just happen to be in a higher tax bracket because your income's higher. Okay, how about over-converting, right? So you pay a bunch of taxes on these conversions along the way, not realizing that your remaining pre-tax money is now getting so low that you could have just left it and withdrawn it later at a low or zero tax rate. Finally, what if you're under 59 and a half years old and you think you might have to get that money back out soon? So with a Roth conversion, you have to wait 5 years starting January 1st of the year that you do your conversion before you can touch any money. Otherwise, you'll be subject to a 10% early withdrawal penalty plus taxes on any of the growth. Now, with a Roth contribution, all of the principal of your Roth, that entire contribution, is available to you, can be withdrawn at any age for any reason. So much more flexible. So Roth conversions are sort of like turbocharging your Roth decisions versus contributions. When it makes sense, it can make a lot of sense. But when it doesn't, you need to steer clear. So, have questions for me? Let me know. Come visit me at www.retirementtheory.com or send me an email at mike@retirementtheory.com. Of course, be sure to click that like button if you found this video helpful, and click that subscribe button so that you can see more videos like these on everything retirement planning. Once again, thanks for joining me. I'll see you next time.